Good evening and welcome back to the ESL ESEA Pro League. The games have really started to get crucial for these players. You know, we're closing in towards the final couple of weeks of the Pro League. I'm Alex Machine Richardson, he's Lee D-Man Smith. And we're going to be talking a little bit about what you may have missed, because so far things have been unfolding kind of a bit topsy-turvy over on the EU side of things. And we should probably recap what happened yesterday, of course, brought to you by Anders and Semler.
Yeah, we had some pretty big games yesterday, pretty meaningful ones as well, because it's starting to put real pressure on the likes of Virtus Pro. That was the real big game of the night. I think it was the hot match of the night, Fnatic Virtus Pro. And honestly, you know, went to overtime, but it shouldn't have. It should not have gone that way. Virtus Pro were looking good throughout it, and then Fnatic sort of creeped the way back into there. I think it even got to 15. It did. I think Virtus Pro got to 15 first, and then just couldn't close out. But Na'Vi beating Dignitas. Dignitas, of course, they've got problems of their own. We've all seen it. Schneider no longer with Dignitas. So while they did lose, win 2 games and lose 1, you know, it was with a sub, and we still don't know who the hell they're going to use as a main roster player at the moment now. Yeah,
did hear confirmation actually from Pimp on his stream today. He was talking about it. He said Tensky will be the man.
It is going to be Tensky, because he played last night.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to be coming to the major. So that decision has been made. I had my eyes set on the SK changes as well. I was like, hang on, is Config going to be making an appearance? I have become a Config fanboy over the one game I've cast of him, so, you know, maybe we'll see more from him in future, but he has parted ways with SK. So far, still sitting 0 for 11.
It's not good for them.
Not good at all.
They knew it would be this bad, though. And just think to that first game of the season where they almost beat Na'Vi.
That's right. And I remember
how different it could have been.
I remember getting all hyped, like, this is it. This is a good sign for SK, but no, still not to be. And we can, of course, have a look at that league table, which they are sitting at the bottom of. We'll start at the top, though, and of course, Fnatic are still keeping that cool, crisp 30 points with the 10 wins, 3 losses, and TSM right on their tails, playing just 1 less match and still sitting with the same level of points.
Yeah, both playing games tonight as well, so we can see that margin stretched. And it's actually quite interesting because obviously we were trying to look towards today and looking towards like Na'Vi, Titan, even Virtus Pro down at 3 and 7, and trying to really figure out the cutoff line. Where's the cutoff line going to be? If you look back to last season, the top people only had like 4 or 5 losses. Well, obviously Fnatic and TSM are kind of running away with it, but everybody else, look, you can see Dignitas in there, Envy. They're in a good position right now, but Na'Vi, they've got really important matches tonight, Virtus Pro, so actually we could be seeing the 3rd, 4th spot with a lot more losses than last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last season, I should say.
You just look at those matches played numbers. Like Dignitas, they're sitting on 3rd, but they've played 15 games. You play 22 in the season, and so they really are got to be crossing their fingers and praying that the main threats are not going to be picking up that many wins. Because of course, you look at the lower half. You're talking about Virtus Pro. This is where it's kind of crunch time for them. They've already lost 2 extra games than their final loss over the first season of the Pro League. That's incredible that they've fallen so flat.
And they've been close games as well, to be fair to them. They were obviously, you look at yesterday, the overtime match with Fnatic. There's been a lot of 16-14s in there. They lost on overtime, I think it was, to Envy as well. So very close matches. Probably shouldn't read too much into those 7 losses, even if it means they may not qualify at the end of the season. But obviously down the bottom, that's really the danger zone. Hellraiser is going to be playing a couple of the games tonight. Mouse playing tomorrow, I believe it is, and over the weekend, a lot of matches for Penta and co. Now, if you remember, the bottom places, SK Gaming currently sitting in the auto relegation spot. That's the spot they actually filled this season. But also, you got to remember those 2 bottoms. 11th, 10th and 11th. 10th and 11th have to go through playoffs. So it's tricky times for everyone down the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, Hellraisers are going to be battling for survival now just to avoid those relegation matches, which can be so high pressure. It's such a horrible kind of state of affairs when you have to go, guys, if we don't win these, we don't get a shot at the Pro League. That's a big one. And so these games...
And that's kind of the shot that Virtus Pro are into.
Virtus Pro could be the same. You think on the other side of things, on the higher end of the spectrum.
Not going to get relegated, but obviously that for them, it's the same thing as not making it to the finals. That's just a big deal for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about the games we're bringing you today, we do have 4 games to be brought. There are actually 8 games going on. There's so much CS being played so far for the Pro League, and you can see what we're going to be bringing you tonight. Starting with the Score Esports hot match, it's going to be Virtus Pro up against TSM, and that's over on Mirage, and the map makes it even more interesting than it perhaps could be. So we'll be keeping our eyes on that one. We'll come back to it, of course, as that will be our first match of the night.
Yeah, and then obviously following that, Hellraiser's in for a tough old time. Virtus.pro, we talked about the pressure on them, so they're going to be looking to pick that one up. It is on Overpass, so again, it's a pretty open one between the two teams. Then Titan versus Na'Vi. That's another big match tonight, no doubt about it. Titan also in a tricky spot. They're not sitting too comfortably in the league right now, 5 and 6, and Na'Vi just above them at 7 and 5.
Yeah, and NIP are chomping at their heels as well, trying to take that top 6 spot. And the final game of the night will be another tough one for the French side, going up against their counterparts.
And on does too, the all-French affair. How great is that?
It's going to be a fantastic evening with that French crescendo at the end. For now, though, I do need to do my picks. Let's get them underway for the Vulcan.com picks. I haven't really put too much thought into this one so far because there's so many people playing, so many teams competing for tonight, and so having a little look on who I want to be throwing into my roster. I mean, it should be pretty simple, and no, I don't mean Hellraisers. It should be.
We should also look at, obviously, don't forget there's matches that aren't going to be played, or aren't going to be shown tonight, obviously. So Dignitas, Penta, so Dignitas will be playing another match we're not going to be airing, as well as Hellraisers, so obviously Penta's TSM. So TSM will be playing possibly two wins tonight, who knows. Obviously, the Virtus.pro game is very wide open.
Grabbing all off straight away. I've found out that I have a bit of a tendency to pick up Flamey, but that's just because he always seems to deliver in terms of points. So I'll make those my first 2 investments.
Is that how you balance it? Because bearing in mind, Fnatic only play 1 game tonight. TSM played 2.
It's true.
Titan
it's true. Don't
2.
worry, we're going to pick up some Danes. I'm not going to.
Okay.
Where are my TSM? I'd like to go a little bit lower on the brackets. What we got? Okay, 38 from Zipnix. I bet get more bang from my buck down here.
We should talk about how you straight up blank Anderson Assembly as the team, and that was just rude.
Oh, it irks me. It really does. We record these segments, and they sit there and they're like, "I'm going to pretend it's live."
Just abuse you. It's a free opening to abuse you. It's brilliant.
And I can't say a word back. One of these days, I'm going to walk in just to stand in front of the camera.
Just into shot. Yeah.
Okay. What am I rocking so far? 2 Fnatic. In fact, 3 Fnatic. What am I doing? I'm going crazy. You're right. Let's get some more TSM members in here.
I mean, generally, if you want to win, you do just put 5 Fnatic players in there.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout, actually. Let's get Dupree. He's always been, he's actually been in pretty good shape so far. Dignitas, they're playing a pretty tough game today, aren't they? It's not going to be streamed. Instead, we are bringing you, I think we're going to bring Titan Na'Vi instead. So I'd like to kind of pick up people we're going to be seeing play.
Yeah, Dig only play once. Virtus.pro played twice, don't forget. That big Mirage game could be important.
Oh, you know,
TSM
VP could actually really perform
and then they
well.
got Hellraisers on Overpass match, another map that Virtus.pro play a lot on.
Where's Bialy? Bialy's always pretty worthwhile. Where are you? God, there's too many names here.
Snacks 4K yesterday. It's quite a big
Can't see him. I know he's down here. There we are. Hey, Bialy. How you doing, mate? Always consistent. And another one. I think Taz should be around here somewhere as well. God, I'm not used to it. Because there's so many games going on, it's even harder to find them. There we are. And now just the one more with 600 left. Oh, no. Oh, it doesn't balance. My count doesn't balance. I get Purge AZ, and I get a Hellraisers player. Let's go Angel. And that should mean I have just under 1,000 for my final player. Where is Neo? There you are. Cool. Rock and roll. So with $1 left, I have managed to balance it quite nicely at the end of things. We have Olaf, Flamey, Flusher, Dupree, Angel, Bialy, Taz, and Neo. Not enough TSM in my books, but maybe I'm just counting on seeing a really solid showing from VP. Of course, that's going to be our first game over on Mirage. And that's going to be our next topic of discussion. Of course, if you guys want to participate and create your own team, if you think you could do better than me, I honestly don't doubt it. Do be sure to head over to Vulcan.com and use our code ESLPRO to double both your deposit and your Vulcan gold. So definitely worth checking out, and it does kind of hopefully see if you can balance it any better than $1. I managed to get right down, spend my full 10 grand or as close to it as I could. With that said, we need to talk about today's game. Our first game are the Score Esports Hot Match of the Week. And the point that I made when we were running through the top 4 matches, it's on Mirage, and this is a really interesting one between these two teams. Yeah,
the head-to-head is actually in Virtus.pro's favour, which you wouldn't expect, obviously, with TSM being considered currently the #1 team out there right now. Now, Mirage is also a very good map for them, so it's something we probably shouldn't read too much into. They've played it 6 times in 2015 so far, and it's 4-2 in favour of Virtus.pro. So they do have this slightest edge, but TSM, they are absolutely on a roll right now. Obviously, Carrigan now finished off his Masters or whatever he was doing. It was his Masters because he had to go defend his thesis, so I'm assuming it was the Masters. So he's now full-time. Everybody is committing full-time. They've even got their own clothing lineup, for crying out loud. So they're really going all in on this one. So TSM going to be 100% on this one. Obviously, we're at the build-up right now. We're building up to the major. It's going to be happening in 2 weeks' time. So expect to see these teams pretty much all on point. And Virtus Pro, let's not forget, they can't afford to lose a game. Yeah,
this is going to be a real sneak peek of the form of some of these teams coming into the major, especially considering that, they are competing for a spot in the offline stages of the Pro League where there is a huge prize pool to be played for. There is no singing and dancing now in these games, despite, of course, being played online. Virtus Pro, this is really where it comes down to every single player performing as they have in the past, because there is, I think it's 3 for 7 they're currently residing on. 7 losses, 3 wins. That's not something you'd expect to see, and they cannot afford to lose a single game now with the 12 games set in front of them in order to get to the offline stages.
Yeah, the last cut-off last year was NIP that didn't make it, and they were 14-8.
Yeah, and
so they
VP
didn't make it, so 8 losses. And then Envy were next with, I think it was 16-6 or something like that.
So they're close.
So that was the cut-off line. So at 7 losses, they may just have already passed the line. They might not be able to make it. But as I was mentioning, because you got Fnatic and TSM at the top at 10-3 and 10-2, they are potentially going to go a lot better this year. We could even be seeing a 20-2. Yeah, who knows coming out of TSM if they go and win this game.
This is it. It's kind of opponent dependent as well. They just have to put in their best effort and then kind of cross their fingers and the toes and hope that they do get pulled into that top 4. Of course, top 4 from EU and the top 4 for NA will be brought into the offline stages. For now, though, we're going to take a super quick break, super lightning fast. In fact, no, we're not. No, we're not.
Knife, mate.
We're aiming into the knife.
Yeah, if you want to send us a miss the knife, I know we love to cast these things, so it's always open to that. But as it is, knife round underway. Well, obviously, being Mirage, everybody's going to want to get on towards the CT side, but we have seen some very, very good T sides coming out of Virtus Pro recently.
Now it's just going to be a case of Cajun B and Snacks just trying to determine this side. It could pose some sort of threat for TSM, with VP getting their choice of side as well. We said before that VP have pretty good results so far in Mirage. The last 3 months, they've picked up 11 wins in the 14 Mirage games they've played, so they've definitely got a bit of prominence over on this map. Going up against the Danes, of course, a scary one for both of these teams. TSM a little bit more of a cushion, as we said before, in the league, so it's going to be a question of trying to get their best practice in. That's another point, actually. You said it is the majors just around the corner. On TSM not going to want to take this opportunity to perhaps try something different against the cream of the crop.
Sandbag it a bit.
A little bit, They don't want to necessarily, I mean, they're not going to be pulling aces from their sleeves, but trying something that they haven't tried before, using this as a little bit of a laboratory up against VP, who are desperate for the win.
Well, we'll see how it works out. We are underway for the pistol in just a moment. They're sorting themselves out. Once they're ready to go, we'll be ready to go. As my console's just like not having any of it.
Yeah, nor me. Desperately trying
Damn
to get
you, game. The console's even enabled, don't even know why. There's not obviously ready yet. You can see them on the screen just warming themselves up.
It'll be bound.
Very loudly warming themselves up. That deco was pretty loud in areas, so Right, console. Be with me this time. Okay. Faith, yes, I have console. All good, I can connect.
Either way, I think it's time for us to jump on into our game. The Poles on the left-hand side of your screen, the Danes on the right, as we are going to be seeing VP start on that CT side. It was their choice off the back of the knife, and it's TSM that have to come to them.
Right, we'll see how it works out. Here we go. It is going to be the usual suspects that you are all aware of the teams. Bialy, Neo, Taz, Snacks, Pasha for Virtus Pro. You've all seen them on your screen so many times. And TSM, the team that is making a big push into A right now, but they weren't expecting Snacks just around the corner. And immediately Taz pops around double box as well. Gets himself one, but he can't get Zipnix. And we're down to a 3-on-3. TSM planting bomb.
So TSM just forging a path into the A site quite nicely, and now it does come down to the retake for VP. They have numbers, they even have a smoke if they want to try and work with it, but Zipnix darts through into Pasha. That's a big pickup, because now TSM not only have the bomb down, they have the numbers as well.
Yeah, the positioning very much with them, but a little jumping shot there from Bialy. Neo was the one that managed to connect in. Now they're trying to go for the defuse. They're all rushing in on it. Device going to get around the side. Gets himself one, but I don't think he's got time on the defuse. Can he stick it through the smoke? No, he's just going to try. He's got the kit. Is it going to be enough? 2 seconds, 1 second. No, the knife will come out. And that was down to the final little blip. But Xyp9x will manage to start things off well. More importantly, gets a knife kill, which is good cash in round 1.
That was far too close.
That is on 6k. He's happy.
I mean, the smoke was there. He had a kit. If Bialy had just been a little quicker to make that decision instead of kind of just idly sitting in that smoke, maybe he was just on the hunt for the bomb. I mean, we couldn't quite see through the smoke, just like he couldn't. And now we do go into that second round. The buy from VP suggests they want to try and take some weapons and some investment away from TSM in this second round. You can see Neo rocking the scout and some armored 5.7s and deagles to do the damage to ensure he picks up a couple of kills.
Slope creep towards Pasha. Device is going to be the one that crumbs on that grenade. Not going to quite catch. They do manage to get the other side of the van just in time. Neo gets a tag, but side goes straight down. Deagle from Pasha's not going to be enough. And Dupree and KGB crack that site wide open. Device holding kitchen. And that's where Bialy and Snax are trying to make their way through. Looks like they're just going to simply hold and try and get some of the exits.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. They know they're going to be going to the third with very little. Why not make it a little better, a little sweeter? You're not going to retake the B site with 5 players still standing on TSM. Instead, they're going to keep hold of those 5.7s, even the full helmet Kevlar for Taz, and maybe, just maybe, catch one of the members from TSM on the way out. Smart, though, from TSM. They're all exiting through B-apps, back from whence they came, and they know it's going to be safe.
Yeah, and everybody, yeah, like you say, playing it very safe. Happy to keep all those weapons. TSM are a team that loves to use the SMGs as well. Well, they've got a couple of kills with those. So, as it is, very good start for TSM. It's what you wanted after the back of a pistol. Very tight pistol nonetheless. Virtus.pro going to be kicking themselves for that one. But TSM, where will they go? They've hit A in full force with the pistols, hit B in full force with the rifles. What will be next?
Yeah, what's next down at the TSM playbook? They're going up against what they know to be a very undergeared CT side. I wouldn't be surprised if they do choose to do something quite similar, quite reminiscent of that second round. It does look like that's going to be the case as they are starting to make push towards B. Of course, they could just turn tail and run towards underpass, so there's most definitely not complete predictability to their play. VP, they actually chose to stack up on A that round, so that's going to be a quick decision to kind of rotate back around as they realize a little too quiet towards ramp.
Yeah, the mind game's backfiring there. TSM playing it well. They're already into sight. Taz and Bialy coming around kitchen. Pasha's forced away from short. Bialy does get the one. That's Device. And now as they try and push on through this, they have the man advantage, but not the guns. Carrigan with that SMG. Bomb goes down on sight, and Carrigan is causing a real problem. Just coming around connector there. And now just all on Neo. Trying to squeak his way and maybe hide in kitchen. But Dupree is already there. We can see him around the corner.
I think he saw him
he's got Carrigan as well. Carrigan's going to catch him around jungle.
I think it's going to be Carrigan who's just prowling around. Neo does go down without making any more impact into the team, even foregoing his P250 for the hands of Carrigan. They're now a full-time player. I can't believe he continued to play at such a high level in CS whilst maintaining and completing his education. I actually kind of was very, very impressed by that. I was unaware.
It was a big part, especially for TSM. I think it was leading up to, I forget which tournament it was. It was the one just before the major last time, where they really had a little wobble, effectively. And actually almost at the major as well. There wasn't a convincing performance from TSM at the major, although they were close to getting those finals. But that was just sort of like exams finished, we're almost into it. But here we go, Bialy in a great position to try and cut down TSM here, but already forced back. The flash is going to keep him back into short. Smokes down, good positioning from TSM to just take control of mid.
Yeah, completely seizing control of mid, just off the back of 2 smokes, completely locking short and mid window out of the equation. First is Dupree, then on to Snax, as already VP with rifles in their hands have been forced to play at an early disadvantage, and that's of course courtesy of Dupree and his AK.
This is a problematic start here for Virtus.pro. TSM looking good so far. The man advantage, A site very much in control. Taz is the only man that's left alone on A site right now, and there's 4 members of TSM surrounding him, all moving in there. They feel they may have control, so they don't know that Taz has been cleared out yet. Now they find him. Xyp9x gave his position up, and now that will be a plant down on A site. It's down to 3 members of Virtus.pro to try and rotate, but KGB catching him through the little window.
Yeah, that was, again, a little bit of a foolish maneuver from VP, stacking all of their players, I say all 3 members over on towards B, despite the majority, if not 3, of the 4 still standing Danes were on A. They completely misread that one, and that's going to be looking to bite them back unless Neo does something quite special. He has already found one alongside Bialy, but they are going to be hanging and holding fire over on towards B, and Zipnix is the one that's on the hunt.
Yeah, and that's going to be Neo coming around the corner. He's just rescued that orb, so less than ideal at this range, but Neo's trying to hold the angle. Oh, that flash is going to be so perfect. It's just going to catch him out, and Zipnix will pick it up, rescues that weapon. So good play from TSM there, claps in. They realize the orb had been lost by Device, and they quickly rescue it.
Very, very nice execution then from TSM. That was their second test off the back of the pistol, and they do pass it with flying colors. And now VP are in an all too familiar scenario. Yes, they have got a couple of rifles saved from the previous round. I think they should be able to drop it through those 2 saved players. We are going to be seeing, we're going to be seeing another M4 thrown then to Taz. Neo's rocking the scout, and it's just 1 pistol coming into the fray for this one. And again, yes, there's a scout for Neo, but there's an AWP for Karrigan, and he's always been very prominent in controlling middle. Both on that T and CT side. Bialy's the one to wake up, though. 2 TSM members fall before dupreeh can get there to change it. And now VP have the advantage, and early, something we haven't seen from them yet.
Good spray down there as well. Working well from Neo. Did get tagged up heavily early on, as you mentioned. dupreeh, though, they have that bomb in the middle. If they can keep hold of it, and I think they saw it, yeah, Pasha pops out, and that's a real problem for TSM now. Just Device left standing. We could be seeing the first round in the bag for Virtus Pro. Device is just coming in heavy-footed in towards A site. Taz and everybody else showing their positions, and Neo, with the AWP rescued from Karrigan's body, manages to finish the round.
Okay, VP finally put a number on the board and not letting it get spin out of control. I feel like the last few games I've casted of TSM, it's always been a case of, actually Fnatic as well. Oh, when's the opponent going to get the round? That's their first one. And it does seem like TSM have been very, very effective so far in starting strong, getting those first like 4 or 5 rounds on the board, and they've done exactly the same hit from the pistol.
TSM were one of those teams that used to have some fantastic pistol statistics, how often they won. And obviously it gives you a big kickstart. It can almost give you 3 rounds if you play your cards right, which is in itself in Counter-Strike a very big deal. If you don't win both pistols, you're in trouble.
Now, it does look like TSM have actually worked through Connector and are going to be posing a threat to both Neo and Snacks. Don't think Neo is necessarily anticipating this one. He's most definitely going to be now. The flash and smoke are going to be raining in. It's going to come down to what Snacks and Taz can do. They've got a nice crossfire. Look at this. Staring down towards Taz, keeping his brethren over towards Palace nice and safe, as well as him. And Taz both managed to pull something quite special out. Now all onto Device. He's coming from ramp. He's going to be hunted down by Neo. And VP managed to kind of read quite nicely into TSM split. Yeah,
good little protection crossfire there, wasn't it, on A site? Taz and Snacks doing a great job. So, Virtus Pro, they are very much veterans of this map. Expect them to start kicking off. If they can get their economy building, which they only lost 1 person in that last round, is absolutely working well for them. It'll start giving problems for TSM, but they've already got 4 rounds on the board. They'll be pretty happy with that to start with, see what more they can build. Here we go. Karrigan's going to challenge around the corner there. Neo's the one that's going to try and smoked out. He will. And they're going to keep him out of there. Ooh, but Bialy caught dupreeh. That was over on A side. Actually, it's a lie. That was mid. He dropped down in towards underpass. Cajun B's going to check again.
This is terrifying now. The CTs are all bundled into one kind of basket. It's all towards jungle, and it's going to be a case of Neo who's desperately trying to regain some sort of mid-control. Looks like Karrigan's changed his mind, though. Device finds Snacks. Back to a 4v4 we go. As
both have got the back here. Cajun B's coming up connector. Both have their backs to connector. It's Taz and Neo. Oh, Neo, I think he just span around at the right time. It's Taz is going to catch his head.
And so the numbers again tip in favor of the CTs. And Karrigan changing his mind. He went towards T-spawn as if he was rotating towards A. Changed his mind again, and this time the reactive play is going to be on the way towards B. Neo finds Device, and now it's just those 2. The bomb escort are left to their own devices with a decision to make. They are starting to walk towards Bialy's domain. Pasha's there to hold his hand as well.
Yeah, Pasha's made the rotate come back around, so they're keeping 2 and 2, and that's going to drop straight into Bialy's crosshairs. Very easy for him there. And he's got those beautiful neon knives, the shadow knives. And I've seen him yesterday. Like little glow sticks. 3 frags for him over on towards B there for Bialy. And he's called Bialy for a reason, keeping that site completely locked down. Very nice to see him do so efficiently. The first frag, of course, coming through on towards mid. That does put TSM onto the pistols. Just a couple of Deagles and P250s between them. Snacks. reading the economy well here.
Oh, that's lovely. That could
going
go very
straight
well.
to the SMG, and he's going to go aggressive as well. He's going right up to A ramp. Unfortunately for him, it is only Device that's lurking the other side of that smoke. Zipnik's actually coming in towards the side. Taz's just got a little peek at him. I think Zipnik's was spotted there. Yeah, you can see the molly burnt him out a little.
In the meantime, Neo's just wrecking through them.
Oh, that's a mistake.
It's going to be a challenge from Cajun B. He looks like he's going to be the only one to find ahead. As yes, the AWP is loose for VP, but 4 players now hunting down Cajun B. They're all closing in on his location. He's just got a deagle and a dream. He turns his back at the wrong moment. Taz is the one to shut him down, and we have ourselves an equalizer.
Little unlucky there as well, because obviously he took out Neo in the window, and the AWP didn't drop to him. It was just like, I felt, because he just jumped towards the window, so the direction, the momentum was going that way, but unfortunately it didn't fall for him. It's just like, oh, please.
So close.
But 4-4, all square. Virtus Pro right back in this one after losing the first 4 opening rounds. But now economy is very well building for Virtus Pro. But TSM can afford to get themselves right back in this one. You can see Device with that AWP. He's going to be heading over towards B side. He's the one that's going to go for the peak. But Virtus Pro gone aggressive here, straight out of mid.
Bialy's the one at the front. He's going to be the arrowhead of the push. Finds one onto Dupree. Cajun B does shut that down, but in the meantime, Taz is doing all the work for him. 2 more Danes fall, and now TSM, they have to work with just 2. Very, very efficient push through middle there. Taz just holding from connector was all it needed. And now it comes down to Device. That is a very quick round going the way of Virtus Pro.
Yeah, all their attention was drawn to mid, down the bottom of mid, and they just didn't expect a third member, Taz, to be peeking out of connector there. Device, the last man, sees the bomb there, but he really wants to just try and hold on to this weapon. But he's got a full minute to do that. That's a really big ask.
Yeah, I think VP are just going to play this very smart. They know they've got the bomb. They know they've got the round. And so...
It's a nice name on the gun as well.
Yeah, just going to be keeping things locked down. Do you know the song? There is a song, like the soundtrack.
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony.
Yes, I'm aware of the actual song for the TV show.
No.
I know I'm old and all that, but it was around. Device still creeping on. 30 seconds. He's done a good job at running the clock down, but Neo is tracking in on him. He's coming around back into apartments, and Device, he's going to be caught between the pillars. I think he just heard the footsteps.
Yeah, this is just going to be a case of... Oh, actually, Neo
clipped him.
Oof, lucky to be alive. 18 points of health then as he did get clipped through the corner, but that does mean he's about to get pincered in. Taz is the one to push through the smoke. Oh, the dream is dashed. Going for it. Fine, snacks his head and he's still breathing. 5 seconds, and now they have to push through their own smoke. It is going to be Pasha, though, who is just going to be biding his time. Oh, my Lord,
he got caught. 7. He went down to 7. He actually got legged. That was so close.
Neo is lucky to be alive. So is Pasha. And Device has been hitting all of his shots, just not quite enough. Sitting at 3 frags so far for that one. Look at that. They just kiss through the smoke and he gets away with it.
It's that one. There's no scope to the face of Snacks.
He's so angry as well. He's going to be like, dude, what was that?
It's the headshot as well. It's just to rub it in a little bit more. But he didn't, unfortunately, hold on to that weapon. They got him after the timer as well, which means the cash will be absolutely strapped. And it looks like 3 members of TSM. They're going to try and burst their way in towards B site. It is just Pasha over there on site, while 2 other members with the bomb, Carrigan, in Palace, trying to be that distracting force, trying to force VP to over-rotate, but I don't think they're falling for it. Taz and Snacks are waiting on A.
It's going to be a case of wait till you see the bomb on the map. That's like the call they're going to be making, and Bialy has just caught Device quite nicely. Dupree in the meantime, though, does take down Neo. VP are digging their heels in. Hang on a second. TSM now does just come down to Snacks to keep this A site safe. And Carrigan, he brings him within an inch of his life, but can't find the final bullet. Zipnix does it for him. The Deagle dream is real, and now with the bomb in, it's 2v2.
That Molly's going to flush him to the side. It's Carrigan on the move. Dupree in connector. Pasha's going to sneak around the side, though. Now it's all on Dupree. The Deagle work has been hot for TSM, but now with an M4 in hand, Dupree is unable to answer the challenge of Bialy, and he will go down 6-4. But what a great round. Hitting the economy of Virtus Pro there. That was just Deagles from TSM.
Yeah, they managed to take 3 rifles away and get the bomb down. So TSM, I mean, it could have gone one better and won the round, but it's pretty damn close to a successful pistol round. Now, though, you are going to be seeing the AWP back in play. It's going to be Neo who's wielding that one, unless it does get thrown. No, you are going to be seeing Neo take it towards window again. He's been very, very consistently holding middle. Same peak, same time. Taz is the one that comes with him and kind of tries to get some early mid control. This time, Device greets him with a smile, finds a second as well onto Taz. And Virtus Pro's middle has been deleted. Now they have 1 minute 30 seconds to try and maneuver some sort of defense with the 3 remaining.
Yeah, they demolished him there. I think they realized that Snacks in the corner as well. Zipnix is looking this way. He's trying to get his eye on Snacks. He creeps around there. Bialy's made the rotate. It's Camber Crown. Pasha's actually about to pass Dupree in the smoke. I think they've just went straight on by each other. Pasha, tell a lie. Pasha went underpass. I'm looking at the minimap.
You fool.
I know, it always catches me out. Good job it's not Nuke. I'd be totally ruined. Bialy does find Dupree. Now TSM, they kind of had A in their hands, but they just deliberately delayed on pushing onto a site. And Snax has been the only man there for a while.
Yeah, so with these two like very big early picks, Device has kind of done the majority of the work for TSM, but it's not like Snax is going to go down without a fight. Big damage onto Zipnik's, not enough. Still kicking with 10 points of health, and now Bialy and Pasha have to piece this round back together again. I don't know how competent they're feeling. Then again, Pasha sneaks around to find Device. Instead, Device collects 3, and that is going to be TSM then, who finally bite back 6 in a row for Virtus Pro, and TSM find 5.
Pasha sprinting with his knife, and then quickly, oh god, there's someone here. Get the weapon out quickly, and Device gets himself a beautiful 3 kills in that round. Great little opening on the middle there. Definitely doing big work, and that's what Device is there. That's why he gets paid the big bucks. He is there to make those rounds. And TSM with their 5th on the board. Now, smoke straight to window. Set up well by Zipnix there, bouncing out. That's going to keep Neo away. What's he going to do? How's he going to rotate his position? 4 members of TSM stacking up over a B site, about to burst out of apartments.
Yeah, this is going to be the execute then thrown out. It's going to be Dupree who throws out his smoke last as they're going to be coating the B site in smoke. And it's going to be Pasha then who's left to kind of be finding a way in. He is holding towards short. This is a very nice angle from him. Cajun B, the only one to find a frag so far for TSM, as they have thrown their bodies, invested a whole lot into this round. And VP have just greeted them at the door. Look at this. Zipnix does have the bomb. 3 to find, and Neo says no. Final 2 frags brought home by that AWP, and that is going to be a very, very stern response from VP as TSM tried something different on towards B. Yeah, big answer from VP there. They could afford to buy right back up. Their economy is still in a good shape as well after pretty much clearing out that round without too many losses. TSM investing heavily back into it, straight back onto those AKs. Of course, the economy was reset. Now, that smoke is going to be just enough to slow down Device, who wanted to get the early peak. He had the spawn for it. Zipnix is going to get himself in towards Palace, and again, TSM slow things down and try and get an early pick. Yeah, that's what they're hunting for. No warp in play this time for TSM, so... No mid either. No, 0 mid control from Virtus Pro. They've completely invested in 3 members on A and so 2 on TSM. B. It's quite it's an oddity to see that neither team has really considered anything towards middle, and Bialy's going to be working that out very soon. In the meantime, Snax onto Device. We are going to be seeing a little bit of attention now being drawn towards middle. They've both approached it slowly. Bialy, the one holding from short. TSM coming through underpass, and it does look like it's going to be a late mid hit from them, as they're going to be 2 through underpass. Karrigan through the top of mid, and now Bialy's going to be under threat any second now. Smoke's going to lock him out, but he chooses to push in front of it. That's very smart from him, and he is going to be able to catch Cajun B. Very nice. Nicely done. That's going to cause some serious problems. Snax catches onto Zipnix as well, trying to creep his way out of Palace. Karrigan with that bomb as the last man standing now as Neo pins Dupree to the wall. And as he tries to get any little bit of vision, not even going to get the one. It was Snax that challenged him, but Snax with 3 in the round and a perfect round from Virtus Pro. That was so very enjoyable to watch. Just seeing the way VP structured that defense, you could see they were basically just kind of process of elimination, trying to work out where the attackers' numbers were. They started to kind of really address the consideration of underpass, found Cajun B, and it just started snowballing out of control from there. Now look at TSM's economy. This could very well be a 10-5 CT half of VP. Yeah, this is good positioning now. They're going to get one little last roll of the dice on the last round at best. Zipnix gets destroyed by Neo. Starting to get a little bit of control on window here. Did get tagged up though by one of those TSM players. That's very black screen, that is. We can see what's going on. TSM pushing up mid. It is going to be Karrigan, Dupree, and Cajun B all squeaking their way around there. Just a little glimpse, but Device finds himself a double. Didn't see where he came from. Doesn't matter. Karrigan finds another, and suddenly it's a 2-on-1. Karrigan, the last man standing, unable to find a weapon yet, though. All these kills go down, and yet able to pick up an AK. He's going to push on through straight into Bialy. Bialy comes around the corner. Hopefully the window would drop. It's on my screen, that's why. There we go. It's yours. I think it's yours. Yeah, yes, it's yours. There we go. Observer machine. Observer Alex. Hello. Welcome to my domain of camera controls. Let's see if we can try and follow this round. We are going to be seeing mate. Squeaky chair going on there. Squeaky chair. Excuse me. I'm just double AWP coming out. Well, I mean, it is the last round. Buy what you can. Go. Was that a triple? Snax has got a triple. I think he's got an M4. I see he's switching it. He's juggling himself. Juggling himself. Treating himself keen. Snax is going to be all the way at toll booth.
And now the pressure very much on Alex to try and get this spectating correct. Three members all sitting. They're all sitting in T-spawn at the moment, so this is a really irregular round. Zipnix is going to push on through. Carrigan's in Palace. Taz has got that smoked off, so no worries there just yet. It's KGB that was all the way over. He's going to go underpass. Neo's trying to hold the angle at connector. And dupreeh and Device, what are they doing? What is dupreeh and Device doing?
It's a very... I think it's going to be some sort of like late smoke, or we've lost a player.
I think we might have lost dupreeh. I think that's what it is. I think dupreeh's dropped.
He's looking far too stationary for an active player yet. So TSM must be playing with 4. Anyway, let's talk about the action, because KGB has just cracked open middle. He finds Bialy and looks to try and find something extra as well. We are most definitely operating at a loss, though. TSM have lost dupreeh. And now the CTs, they've stacked up 3 players over towards A. That doesn't necessarily look like that's where the bomb is going, though. It's Device who's actually manipulating the bomb towards B.
Taz has delicately gone in towards ramp, and Carrigan's just took that moment to push out of Palace. Taz still holding ramp room. Carrigan's dropped down. He's on A side. Snax would have spotted him. Now Taz will be behind him in a great position. He'll capture a glimpse on Pasha as they push on by. Now that's Device with the bomb that just skip straight through, and he gets KGB as he's mid-air hopping in towards sight. Device though going to get the plant down. Pasha just around the corner, creeping on in. Neo's closing around short. He's going to catch the shot. Zipnix is the last man standing for TSM. He's tucked around Van. He's in a good position, but the defuse is going down. He should be able to get the spray on. He does. He stops the defuse for now. Little hop almost caught onto Snax there as they move in on his position. Taz will lock him down, and it's Virtus.pro that will close out the round 10-5.
You can see it all came down to Pasha in that shot. A very, very crisp shot as well towards B apartments. Does cut TSM down to size before they could get that bomb down. And now we are going to end with VP picking up their 10th round. That's crazy to see them pick it up over on the defense. TSM didn't make too much of a dent, really. It was off the back primarily of that pistol. Those first 4 at the start of the half. And then just 1 extra thrown in the mix a little later on. Of course, losing that did bring their money back down to size. So, VP are just going to be forced to play the waiting game. We're going to be waiting to see if dupreeh can get back in. And, I mean, that was a shame to see TSM have to play that final round with just the 4.
Yeah, but big response, though, from Virtus.pro. They were 4-0 down. You say it was a big answer for them. They needed it. They need the win here. Absolutely. They have a good record over TSM, a good record on Mirage overall. It is probably their best map, I think it's safe to say. Obviously, they'd like to argue that Cash and Overpass are probably in there as well.
Or if you talk to Taz, Dust 2, man. Oh, Dust 2.
They still try and sell us on Dust 2s, I know.
It's all a game.
Sorry, Virtus.pro, Dust 2 is not your map, not compared. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're probably better than most teams in the world on that map. I would say probably in the very top percentile, but overall, no. If you were to compare to, say, Envy, hell, even NIP, who have been rocking on Dust 2 a lot lately.
Yeah, I mean, VP's worst results have come out of Dust 2. There's no denying that's probably the lowest half of their map pool at this point. But yeah, they always seem come into majors, come into big events with this whole wide statement like, "Oh, not anymore, man, not anymore.
We've got all these maps. They're trying to sell the PR."
Yeah, I don't know how much of that is just smoke and mirrors, and how much of that is genuine belief that their Dust 2 has improved. And I honestly, I really do. I'm eagerly awaiting this major. I'm going to be sitting there with my popcorn, ready to see what some of these teams have brought to this, because there's no denying we're going to already have seen some evolution from our last major. And now let's see where the action is going to be unfolding. 3 CTs picking up the Kevlar, the same for the Ts. Plenty of utility for what looks like it could be a potential execute as well from VP. 2 smokes. They could lock out the A site if they choose to. And do exactly the same over on towards B, because that's where the bomb is going. It's just Taz who's lingering over towards A.
Little decoy thrown into the middle there. Straight towards Carrigan. Neo's the one that's leading with the bomb. They're going through underpass. They're going to go straight towards Carrigan here, who's waiting in connector, holding the angle. Oh, and it's a beautiful one-tap headshot there. Carrigan catching him. But 3 members of Virtus.pro collapsing. dupreeh and Zipnix both in short, though. Pasha will catch onto one. And Pasha's going to be the one that will push on forward. Catches a glimpse of Zipnix around the corner. Does get himself the one, but dupreeh answers quickly with the revenge frag. Taz has pushed out. KGB should catch him. That was an easy one. B site is going to be where they're hitting. dupreeh all the way over in kitchen is the man that's holding defense as Bialy gets tagged up pretty heavily from connector. Snax taken down the second he goes into sight. And now it's all on Bialy. Collects the bomb. If he can get the plant down, that'll be better than nothing from this stage. And Dupree, KGB, all collapsing in and around him. He's going to have to do something wonderful to hold them back. He gets himself one. Can't quite get the seconds. He pushes through shot. Oh, so close. Dupree gets around the side and gets himself the defuse. And just like the very first round, a very tight pistol from both these teams. This time around, TSM coming out on top again. Now, statistically, if you win both pistols, you should be winning the match.
Statistically, absolutely. And TSM are no stranger to winning both pistols. They're going to be going ahead and being like another day in the office. But they have to try and watch out for VP, bearing in mind they got the bomb down. And so they wouldn't be surprised if they come in quite heavy into the second round. And my God, they have. I'm seeing 2 AKs. I definitely saw a second one picked up as well. It's going to be scooped up by Taz, and it's going to be full armor Tech 9 Deagle Dream coming in then for them. Got 2 AKs in play, and they're going to be looking to cut down the opponents as fast as they possibly can.
In a good position for this as well. KGB and Pasha are very tight. KGB, if he pops around the corner, he's going to find Pasha waiting for him. This is going to be instant reactions between the two. Neo and Taz holding a ramp. Bialy with him, about to pop the smoke out there. So this is going to be a full A execute. Karrigan's the one man lurking over and connected with Snacks, pushing through underpass.
Yeah, look at Neo as well. He's pushed down towards Tetris, and he's managed to go relatively unnoticed. Finally, someone does catch a glimpse of him. Snacks, in the meantime, is pushing through connector. Here comes the threat. They have revealed what they're bringing into this battle, and look how little impact it has had. Oh, TSM.
Wow, that's horrible.
They'd chuckle. They'd laugh at Virtus Pro as they bring everything towards the A site, and not one man falls for the Danish side. They put everything into that round and managed to net them absolutely nothing. And that bomb plant and that second round buy are going to be thrown to the wind now as TSM on Glocks.
Yeah, that bodes really well for TSM. That does. Bodes very well for them, managing to just clean them out. And obviously with those SMGs in hand as well, more importantly, does give them not only the 2 free AKs that they managed to pick up as well. So they'll be delighted with that round. Everything went well for them. VP going to go heavy in presence in towards mid. Snacks is running through underpass. Taz up the top there, gets picked off by Karrigan.
Oh, we're going to be seeing him. He had a glimpse. It was a bit of a shooting range, just trying to catch the tip of Karrigan's cap, but it's not like there's going to be too much success to be found.
No slaughter.
No hope at all. He just kind of lambs to the slaughter in underpass.
4 for Karrigan in that round. Massive, massive round. And that's with a FAMAS from window.
I mean, of course it is.
Yeah, it was with pistols.
It was a Glock train.
Impressive, yeah.
It wasn't even pistols. It was literally just, this is how they were born, you know? Straight out, you know that goop from The Matrix? They came, they got flushed.
I had the whole Ace Ventura thing in my head. Where he comes out the Rhino. One of the funniest scenes, I think, in film history.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is aggressive stuff from TSM. They've got Zipnix and Karrigan pushing up the top of mid. Coming straight around. Neo, Bialy and Pasha are rating just around the corner. Device catching them on underpass as well. But Karrigan catching them, sleeping, napping. And TSM full on aggression is working well for them. Neo, the last man standing, gets himself one. But now he has it all to do with just 14 health.
Yeah, and I mean, Neo's going to be getting a taste of his own medicine. VP are going to be getting a taste of their own medicine here, considering that they've been putting a lot of kind of emphasis on an aggressive mid-hold from the CT side. This time it's VP that have to receive it, and look at the damage done early. A great early eyes cast towards underpass to manage to find themselves too. I like this from Neo. Could enable him to have the drop on that player towards short, but he has relocated. It's KGB now who is lingering, and look, oh, that is the scariest crossfire you'll see in a while. The bomb is right between the two. One holding the window angle, one holding it within underpass themselves, and Neo, 14 points of health. There is no way he's going to find this round. Now he makes his position clear, and they are just going to hunt him down. Does throw out his smoke. I mean, that's going to be a little bit of breathing room, but they can see over it, and he is full white as well.
Look at this, he's crawling. Just creeping along. Oh, he's past 1 in the night. He's going to collect himself the bomb. Now, sneaky play. If he gets through underpass and gets onto B-side, if he can get a plant down here, it would be a miracle. Dupree already sussing it out. He's heading over towards B-side, but is Neo going to sell the fake? No time, I don't think. 12 seconds. He's just literally got to sprint with the knife out into sight. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Dupree ready and waiting. Goes for the plant. Dupree makes it easy. And TSM pick themselves up another round. Bit scary for a moment, but very aggressive stuff from TSM, just rushing straight up the top of mid.
Yeah, Neo doing the best with what he was given there, kind of trying to manipulate the resources he had. He was like, okay, have a smoke. I have 50 seconds. He was piecing it all together. The numbers and equations were floating around him, full Hollywood style, but no. Not going to be happening.
Effect going on
exactly. He couldn't find it. And that's going to be another round on the board then for TSM. Look at their equipment again. This is going to be essentially what you're looking at here is a double eco. Just a couple of CZs and smokes to try and desperately piece together at least a plant. to enhance their arsenal for the following round. But this is going to be the equalizer for TSM. They've managed to completely close that gap that was created by VP.
Ooh, good little tag from Pasha there. Didn't do a great deal. Sadly, they have only got the weak pistols, so Neo and Snacks are going to be the ones that try and go aggressive. Device in connector ready and waiting for them. They are just double stacked. They're going to boost through window, but Carrigan, oh, he looked away just as Snacks managed to creep through window. Now, does he realize that there's one member in there? Device gets himself a double, Dupree another. Now they've got to realize that somebody must have boosted it in. They have to know. Tazzy's trying to be a nuisance. Well, that nuisance has been picked off. Device with his third of the round. And now Snacks trying to creep around the back. Carrigan's the one that he could catch in the back here as he hops around. That's an AWP in play.
They're making so much noise.
They're just hopping around.
Of course, he's going to be working this one out. And now he's got his eyes on Carrigan. He was like, do I, don't I? Doesn't choose to pick up the knife. He does instead find an AWP for a short-lived moment.
I got the no.
Oh, Dupree shattered that dream, and it is going to be then 10-10. TSM, the masters of the pistol, and masters are building off of that. That's going to be the same time again. They picked up 5 off the back of the pistol in the first round, in the first half, and they've done exactly the same here in the second.
So, now pressure on. Pressure on TSM. 5 back-to-back rounds. Virtus Pro got to deliver. Remember, we're talking about their losses, their record in the Pro League so far. They have 7 losses. If they were to get an 8th here, it may well just be writing them out of being in the Pro League finals in just, what, a month, 2 months' time, or whatever it is. Oof, that was a team shot in the back there. Snacks is thinking, thanks for that, buddy. Really needed a shot in the back of the head.
That's just motivationally. You don't understand.
It's the Russian method.
No.
Ooh, going back to World War II modes. Sorry about that. Anyway, Device trying to get a little peek around their corner, but he will get smoked off out a window. Dupree does get himself one from short, just peeks around the side there. Neo recovering the bomb and backing well away from this one. Looks like they're going to make the rotate around towards A side.
And I mean, with Neo carrying the bomb, of course, it does mean he's not opting for the AWP. I don't think he can quite afford it for the VP money just yet, but they're going up against a fully set up CT
they're trying
side.
to fake the fake.
3 members from TSM are all locked in on this side. Cajun B's just going to cut Taz down to size. That was the Palace threat neutralized, and now it comes down to middle. I think Dupree's kind of got a good idea of where this one's going. He's just waiting for a little head to pop up towards connector, and it's going to be Neo who provides just that.
Yeah, they tried to fake the fake and it didn't work out, but they have managed to get themselves a kill and a second. Cajun B answers. Carrigan booms in with his own AWP as well, and now Pasha, while he's caught away from the bomb, he's going to smoke it up, collect it, and try and rush straight on site. This is fast, aggressive stuff, but Carrigan is quicker to the draw, and it's 11-10.
11-10, things are starting to look good for TSM now, as they've still yet to see VP find that initial round here on that T side. They're going to be desperately trying to find something that works, some sort of technique that's going to be able to take, well, in my books, take that AWP away from Carrigan and also try and shut down this very, very swift rotate that TSM have been able to bring into the fray so far.
The problem is they're not really winning the duels. They're not getting any easy options onto anywhere. They've struggled for a bit of mid control. They have managed to get in there once again. Neo just eating a nade as Taz and Snacks push through underpass. Now, they have full mid control here. What are TSM going to do? Well, are they going to allow them to hold on to it and try and choke them out? Zipnix is just about creeping around B short there, getting himself a little peek as they try and push in on his position. But it is going to be a fast mad dash back through underpass and straight to B.
I like this. This is still VP trying something new. You haven't seen this page of their strat book just yet.
Pasha and Bialy right up by Zipnix. He's still lurking in the smoke. Good use of the smoke as well. Zipnix passed on through the smoke. They have no idea where he is, but he almost fluffs it, and he does. He got one down, but he saw the bomb more importantly, and now he knows it's on B side. Device managing to collect Snacks as he goes in towards site. Dupree joins him in kitchen, but they are being burnt away. Cajun B making the rotate, coming from behind and short.
I don't know whether or not VP are going to be ready and expecting this one. Neo's still going to be the one challenging out. Oh, that's big. They needed that frag, and now things are looking a little brighter for Virtus Pro. Not if Dupree has anything to say about it, though. Takes down Pasha, and actually is looking for a second towards Neo. Gets it as well. All then onto Taz with just 4 points of health. He's actually chucked Dupree down. What? He needed that, and he does it. And he pulls VP back into this game, finally finding their first round on the T side.
With just 4 health, he managed to hang on at the back there on bench and finally cut them down. Oh, For a moment, I thought, I was like, there's no way VP can lose this. They have full control of site. Everybody's in position, but TSM started to work the angles and work their way in there, and that was far too tight, far too tight. They've got themselves an AWP now for Neo, though, and more importantly, they're going to try and get a bit of mid-control, but Karrigan, and more importantly, TSM could just buy straight back up, and Karrigan booms in. Forget your AWP, Neo. It's back on the ground along with Pasha and Bialy.
VP crumble, not going to be given the fourth, as finally Taz does take him out of the running, but the damage is done, and that damage is permanent here in the round. Just 1 minute 20 then, and 4 to find. It's a good flash. It's going to enable them to push out under that threat from both window and connector. He is, however, going to get caught out now, hunted down like a dog. Cajun B does fall as well, but finally Device manages to deal with that problem. And TSM, that is awful for VP.
That's crippled them.
Completely. It's reset them down. Look at that. You're going to be sitting about, what, 2.6 highest? No, 2.7 for Bialy. That is not ideal. No bueno. And now TSM are going to be seeing this one follow. Look at this. 3 frags in just 3 seconds. Very swift. Neo was the first to challenge him out, and then the follow-up was equally as flat.
It was beautiful, and beautiful once again, yeah. Very nice stuff there, Karrigan. Anyway, we're talking about it. They were trying to clear him out of sight. That's actually how they got the round, how they got into B side. But now it's just going to be a straight-on fast push. Looks like Snacks is going to lead the charge with bomb in hand. The Device is going to go head-to-head straight around the corner. There's only ever going to be one winner in M4 versus Pistol. And now with the bomb, that was the bomb carrier at the front. They're screwed.
Yeah, and it was interesting there just to note Dupree's positioning. He was sitting there just holding his molly because he was waiting to hear footsteps, because from that you can hear both underpass and B-apps. He tried to work it out. It's a very kind of expected push to see from a CT when they're hoping to find, you know, early information about where this clock train is going. It did look like it was going to be pulling into that underpass station. They greet them, and now Taz and Bialy are left with just an M4 and what? A P250, 15 points of health. This should be an easy finish for TSM, and it most definitely will be, as Device takes Bialy down. Just Taz then left to his own devices, and believe it or not, it's going to be Device who pushes in as well. 13 for 11.
Nice little fake there. Throws the flash out and then just rushes straight up on it. Forced him to look away. Very well played by TSM. And now the match should be in the bag. 13-11. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Something could happen that's amazing for Virtus Pro, but they have only picked up just the one singular round so far in all of the T side. Not looking great for them. TSM, I could mention, they did win both pistols, so generally it gives you a big advantage. Gave them that advantage on T and CT now. And Virtus Pro stacking. Looks like they're going to try and make a B hit. They haven't actually successfully gone for a B hit through window yet.
It's true, and there is a whole lot of T's just sitting. You can see on that X-ray, about to walk potentially into Karrigan's aim. The man who would be receiving them towards underpass would be Dupree. He's the one in window at this point, but it doesn't look like they're going to be shaking that one off. Zipnix is the one that could potentially hear it. You can see his positioning.
That's a great read from Karrigan as well, because he's been in window the majority of the game, and now he's just like, you know what? They're going to go. They're going to go B.
A slow and steady B, and actually leaving Dupree just to hold the tight angle in a window, and they can hear it. This is it. He's going to be making the call. Zipnix is on his way, as is Dupree, and it's Karrigan who just rattles off the first crucial shot. The flashes come in, and VP are forced to hit the brakes.
Absolutely. With that molly down, they have to push on through it. There's the smoke going down, but oh, the second one doesn't quite land. It was Taz's head that flashed on by. He does get himself one, and Snacks as they drop straight into the crosshairs of Zipnix and Dupree. It was a massacre in the end. TSM read that absolutely spot on.
Yeah, TSM are bringing some sexy CS for us tonight. That, again, not only the read from Karrigan, but the fact that as soon as he got the first frag, he backed away, and there was just this plethora of mollies, flashes, nades, everything thrown towards B-apps as soon as that call was made. Very, very nice stuff from the Danes, and now they sit on 14.
Do you think that's what his masters was on? This thesis of Counter-Strike strategies. This is what Virtus Pro will do, and this is how we will defend it, and it will work wonderfully.
Give it 10 years, Lee. Give it 10 years.
Top masters, Professor Karrigan at the helm. As it is, he is absolutely making his AWP sing right now. Working every angle, and match point beckons for Virtus Pro, for TSM, sorry. Virtus Pro found wanting. Again, it is only pistols this time around, but that's simply down to TSM reading them every single round they've tried. It's just not working. Just not happening. Dupree's going to come around the back, and he's going to catch him as soon as they push up connector. There we go.
There we go, indeed. And that's what TSM are going to be saying as they rub their hands together, looking to pocket another win here in the Pro League. It's just Taz and Snacks, and look at that. Taz not going down easy, just connects into the brain of dupreeh with his Deagle Blaze. What other Deagle skin would they possibly be using for Massive Deagle Blaze? Look at this now. That's all they lined up and everything, but not going to happen. And now just Snacks mashing his mouse one with the Tech 9.
Pumping away wildly on the mouse button there.
It's a pistol, boys. It's not a submachine gun, but they are going to be seeing 15 for TSM, and they're just going to be bringing as much as they can into this final round. I do spy the double AWP, and it's going to be Carrigan and dupreeh then wielding that one. No jokes, though. Not looking to kind of invest in that kind of crazy AWPs that we saw from VP in that final round. Instead, they're just living the dream. They're happy with their buy. And now we get to see where VP choose to take this.
Well, it does look like it might be an A plate. At the moment, Bialy and Tazo brought the bomb over that way towards the ramp, so try and set up for some of those smokes. They haven't really successfully hit any site yet. It was simply a case of taking mid-control and moving through to the B. The one round they have managed to get on towards T side so far. Snacks, again, getting a little peek in underpass, but not able to find anything. Carrigan's was holding the angle, so it's a good job we didn't look around that corner. Carrigan sends something. There we go. The smoke fakes coming out from Virtus Pro on A site, but dupreeh manages to catch Pasha on the top of mid, and that slowed the whole fake down.
Yeah, it really has. And I mean, Bialy's the one with the bomb. He's still towards ramp. Taz is the one creeping and crawling through Ballis. And I mean, once he gets balcony control, he's got something. But in the meantime, Carrigan's just taking the out of the ring. And another one. This time onto Snacks. Finally, Bialy finds something for VP. But is it too little, too late? Now he's going to get caught towards Firebox. Dream is dead. As TSM pick up the win and do so very, very effectively. And what does that tell us? You know, the other side of the story, we were like, oh, VP needs to win every single game now. TSM, they have an option. They have the kind of the ability now to just be like, yeah, we did enough damage on the online stages so we didn't have to meet VP offline. We know VP are such a scary team to play online, but even more so offline. Like that's
offline's where they shine, no doubt about it.
Exactly, and they've just been given the opportunity to say, okay, beat them twice now, and they probably won't be there.
11-2 in the league now, TSM. They are running away with it, aren't they? And they're making it look easy, but the pistol round was obviously the big deal for them. Yeah. Both rounds very, very tight, very close. Think back to the first round where they were going for the defuse, and I think it was dupreeh that came in with the knife just at the end there to catch him. And then again, look towards obviously the next pistol round, and again, it's the bomb down, defuse in there, just managing to catch them. So close match. Obviously, the score ended, what, 16-11, so not as close as you'd think if you just looked at it on paper. But if you just took away those two pistol rounds and gave them to Virtus Pro, suddenly VP win.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the Score Esports app. Of course, that was the Score Esports hot match of the week. And of course, you can pick it up over on your mobile phone in order to catch all of the details. Even an article available on that very matchup to see just how much was on the line for those two teams.
Read it through today.
You did? Yeah, kind of highlighting just how much this means for VP at this point. So do be sure to check that out. Next up, we have an equally as exciting game. It's going to be intriguing to see what Hellraisers and VP get up to. I mean, we just said that that could have been the last shot. If it wasn't, this is. Now going up against Hellraisers.
And they're on Overpass as well, so it's a tricky one. A lot of matches been played on Overpass by Virtus Pro this year so far. Hellraisers as well have had some success on there. It is a map that Virtus Pro have also lost quite considerably on, so it's a bit of a 50-50 map for them, no doubt about it. Although I think it's their most played map in 2015.
I was going to say, I think I've seen a whole lot of VP Overpass, maybe not just too much successful Overpass. This is going to be an interesting one, guys, so do stay tuned. Will the Hellraisers higgledy-pickledy roster managed to find a win up against VP? We'll find out after this.